Polluted Thoughts Podcast, real talk with real people. I'm your host, Colin Garrity. In 3, 2, 1, live. AV, how's it going, man?
I'm doing great, man. It's a pleasure.
What is your name? I know you like to go by AV. Is your full name, is that your initials?
Yes, that's my initials.
I was really curious. Yeah, okay. Where did the name AV-8 come from then?
To be honest, it just kind of had a ring to things. Honestly, my first name being also Ascensio. If you kind of like think of it, it means ascend. And AV-8 also ascending. Yeah, just kind of put it together like that, and it just kind of stuck, to be honest.
Dope.
I was just about to watch the movie The Aviator last night with
exactly.
Leonardo DiCaprio. Supposedly it's a crazy movie.
I haven't watched it yet, but I heard it's good too.
It's about this dude who's like a mogul and shit. He's got a bunch of money, he ends up flying, wanting to fly planes at the expense of his own life, and he just crashed 6, 7 planes, massive planes.
True story?
Yeah, true story.
Oh,
completely true story.
Yeah, I didn't know that. That's fire. That's fire.
That's fire. It was supposedly a really good movie. It's Leonardo DiCaprio. So I noticed you do a lot of different things. You're not just rapping. You're also producing. And then I also noticed you were at, was it a showcase of some sort? This past weekend, I saw a picture of you with holding a camera, and then the comment was pretty much what I'm asking right now, where it was the dude was we usually know him for his bars.
Oh yeah,
we got him with a camera though. He pulled up with a camera.
That was a dope showcase too. Yeah, they did it was a producer showcase. I kind of just pulled up with the camera and did my thing there, because I'm pretty proficient with the camera as well. I'm not I don't really use it too often, but every now and then I kind of just pull up to events and get myself out there.
Yeah. Was that something that you just wanted to complement the rap stuff, where it was an accent so you could do it yourself and kind of put stuff out yourself?
A little bit of both, to be honest. I kind of knew, I knew music was kind of more of the direction I wanted to take. Honestly, the photography kind of came secondary, but I knew that I could always come back and use that type of equipment when it came to content creation and stuff. So it was why not invest in it right now? And then I got the camera pretty much right when I invested in my production equipment right at the same time.
Oh, word. Okay. So it's pretty much going along with the production, trying to produce videos of the production.
Mm-hmm.
Word.
Exactly.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
When did that start up? Producing and such.
Around 2015, 2016.
Oh shit! All right.
Yeah, so I actually wrote quite earlier than I actually started releasing content. Yeah, I didn't actually start recording stuff till 2018, and that content started coming out at the end of 2018, early 2019.
Word.
Yeah, just honestly, I'm the type of person that I just even though I had all the stuff right away to do it, I didn't want to just put myself out there. I really wanted to just take my time mastering the craft at least a little bit before I put myself
do
out.
Some refining. I can understand that.
For sure.
I did a couple of Frank came along 8, 9 episodes in, something like that, and before that I even did 2 episodes of the podcast. I was I don't know if I want to put that out. Just kind of get into the conversational mode, refine stuff.
Yeah, it's difficult. I mean, having one extra person like that definitely helps.
Oh,
definitely
yeah.
helps.
Like you were saying earlier before we started the podcast with Grizz Gang having the team of people and such that.
For sure.
Always helps with just having a team of people around you.
Most definitely. I wouldn't necessarily say I have a team, but I don't necessarily have them in a huge group. I do have certain people that I kind of always rely on though. I said, my homie, that's a graphic designer. Shout out to Looks Legit on Instagram. I work with him constantly with a lot of stuff, and young people over at Young Coffee. They've been pretty much part of my journey, honestly, since the beginning. And it's kind of funny how that actually happened too. Your dad though, his younger brother was actually he was just hanging out in the studio of the first time I started recording music. He was just there, and he was like, oh, you should definitely with the homie, and I met Merrick right after that and all that, and we've been homies since then.
So you guys got something there where it's not you guys aren't always doing this stuff together, but it seems like you guys are always supporting each other no matter what it is. So that's a tight-knit community in that sense, where it's just a lot of promotion from within.
Mutually beneficial.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that was what's cool about that whole show that happened in the park.
For sure. I'm excited for the next one too. They're doing another one too.
Really?
Yeah.
Right.
When's that?
September.
I don't
remember the exact date, but September.
Oh, sweet. All right. In the same park and everything?
Yep.
Oh, sweet, dude. That's awesome. Dude, because that was sweet to be able to see literally everything that we have to offer, so to speak, musically. I mean, maybe some cats missed out and weren't there, but for the most part, it was...
Yeah, a good majority of the scene was there, for sure.
Fitchburg Collective.
If you weren't performing, you were there.
Exactly.
Yeah, taking part. was beautiful. Well, then that was when the first time I'd seen your stuff. I'd followed you on Instagram. That was the first time I ever met you and I saw you perform and stuff. And you were talking a lot. You were like, this pain, you know, I'm spitting that pain. Like, where does that come from? Like I don't want to be like dig too deep on you if you don't want to talk about it, but I would love to talk about just like where does that, you can hear it in the voice and in the bars, and I like it. I love it a lot.
Definitely. I mean, yeah,
I mean, big fan.
Yeah,
big
shit.
fan.
I went through like a lot of shit, like even like since childhood, man. I mean, if you listen to the lyrics, you can definitely hear like a lot of this stuff. So it's important for me to be very transparent too. And even if you listen to certain songs, like you can hear about certain experiences, but you can also hear me talking about mental health things in certain songs and stuff too. It's like, I want people to get the full picture when I talk about certain things that I talk about. I don't want people to just only see the grim reality of it, but I want to make sure it's known. But it's like, again, I want people to see the full picture when I talk about that type of stuff. So it's, I want to just, when I'm talking to the audience too, I just want people to make sure they can connect with me in some type of way.
Yeah.
And that was the vibe right there for the most part. You saw too, there was a couple songs that were like a little bit different too, but that was just, that was the way I was able to connect right there.
Dude, I love that because I don't think enough people are doing that, where it's, most people are rapping about like whatever they're rapping about, girls, bitches, guns, money, whatever the fuck.
I'm not
it
against
is,
that. Do what you want to do.
No, it sounds good.
Genuine,
but to really connect on like a genuine level, like you're saying, with the audience, you can talk about something that I wouldn't say most people, but a lot of people have gone through or can put into a perspective that they've dealt. They can manipulate what you're saying to connect to themselves, which is what we do in music all the time.
Most definitely. I mean, the whole like thing that attracts people to music, whether they realize it or not, usually it comes from some type of emotional connection or emotional stimulation in some form.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. Was that where your like love and start to want to like start putting your stuff out there started, or like because you're saying you weren't really putting it out there first? Yeah,
no, I definitely came from wanting to have a desire to kind of connect with the community. And again, honestly, I was kind of doing like poetry stuff at first. I mean, I want to say in like 2015, I was doing like poetry showcases and stuff for a while in different areas. And then even before that, I was even telling him I was also kind of in band earlier, so I did actually have like a little bit of musical experience that I was able to apply actually once I started getting into the hip hop scene.
Yeah. I like that, bro.
Yeah, you were also telling me how growing up your dad was really big into hip hop, in that you guys had a crazy CD collection.
Yeah, crazy CD collection. My grandmother has a crazy cassette collection. My dad's actually had a couple songs with me too, to be real.
Oh,
so he got me into the stuff to be real, like completely.
I was gonna ask you, is that where the boom bap kind of sound comes from? Because that's my personal favorite. Like you were saying, like you don't think people think of you as somebody who's likes anything outside of boom bap, but you said you do. But boom bap to me is just, that's got my heart for
that's my core for sure, for sure.
So when I hear your shit, I immediately connected with it.
That
day I was like, this shit's fire, bro. Because it was so much different than what we had heard. We'd heard all this like new generation kind of music that most of the people like our age are making. And then when I saw you on the stage spitting some boom bap, I was like, what the fuck? I need a link with this kid. This kid's spitting fire.
For sure. I mean, I'm not too far in age from most of the other people that were there.
Yeah,
I'm a little bit older. I'm 26.
Yeah, you're not even that much older than us.
Yeah, exactly. You're like what, 22? I'm assuming.
It's about to turn 22 this summer. Yeah,
exactly.
So, would you go to Leominster High School?
Yep, I did.
Yeah?
Yep.
Word. I went to Leominster High School for a little bit back in the day.
One
semester.
Yeah. Transfer over here?
I moved to Lunenburg.
All right.
Yeah.
So, wait, did you go to like Oakmont?
No, I went to Lunenburg High.
Lunenburg High?
Yeah, Lunenburg High, little school. Much different than Leominster.
Yeah, way different.
Like, I remember I was getting lost. I was deadass getting lost at Leominster High School.
Yeah, Leominster was huge. I mean, even that, just the transition from my graduating year had about like between 400, 500 people. And then by the time I was leaving, it was already like 700 people.
Yeah, our class was like 800 or 700, and it was just like I would be in the wrong wing looking for my classroom that I'd been to multiple times already that year. And I'd be like walking around, I'd be like, what the fuck? And then I remember one time somebody's like, what are you doing? She's like, get the class. I was like, I would if I knew how. Just tell me. She's like, wait, I walked up. I was like, I've been here 3 times now, and I don't remember where it is.
No, for sure. It's crazy that there's even bigger schools, too, to be real. But yeah, just in this area, it's definitely like one of the bigger ones. And you can definitely get lost like that.
Boston schools, imagine what those are like, inner Boston.
They're huge, man.
My dad went in with me because he had to go to the guidance counselor office to get all like my dismissal papers or whatever when I was in school. He walks in with me, and this kid Beethoven that went to school. He was a senior when I was a freshman.
All right.
He had played at Wallace for like basketball and shit, and like he was in my health class. So I talked to him about like basketball and shit. He was showing me videos of him like windmilling and like doing like 360 dunks and shit.
That's fine.
He didn't speak much English, but we talked about ball like perfectly, bro.
Hell yeah, man.
And then so I'm walking to my guidance counselor's office, right? And like passes us is like Noah Gray. And after Noah Gray, like just coincidentally, was this Beethoven kid. And he was like, "Hey," and like just like high five me or dab me up or whatever. And I walked into the guidance counselor. My dad was like looking around, like, "What the fuck?" I just passed 6'5" dudes who are all 200 pounds and jacked, and you go to school with these people. And I was like 5'2", like maybe 100 pounds, like soaking wet my freshman year of high school, and fucking he was like shocked. He's like, "You go to school with these kids?"
Yeah, no.
Like, yeah, dude, this isn't Lunenburg.
Well, do you think going to a school where there was more people, more culture, more exposure to everything, do you think that could have motivated you to pursue an artistic passion?
Yeah, most definitely. I definitely have to agree with that. Honestly, like even when I was in high school, I was cool with a good amount of people, but I was also like definitely like more on the kind of quiet side. I kind of stuck to my own like group. I didn't really go out of my way to like go to too many events and shit like that. But it did like expose me to a lot of different things, and just my whole experience through high school was definitely like very atypical. Like by the time I was always a good student. I always like was basically getting straight A's, B's, and stuff. By the time I got to high school, I was acting crazy, getting into a lot of trouble. Junior year, I almost got expelled. I got removed from school for like 3.5 months and stuff.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, no, I went through a lot of like crazy shit, to be real. Like, and yeah, like I said, I almost got expelled. I freaking had to go through a month of going back and forth between like lockup and a mental hospital with the situation that I was in, because the school was trying to press charges on me with stuff, and I eventually got that cleared. But it's like, yeah, I went through a lot of shit. I was on probation for 1.5 years, 2 years because of this.
Shit.
Well, how do you think going through all that stuff got you to where you are now? How do you think it influenced your mindset?
Took the words out of my mouth.
Yeah, I mean, it changed everything. It really definitely made me who I am today, for sure. And definitely like kind of changed some of my path. Because even honestly, dude, I was actually even getting I was getting college credits while I was in junior year. So it's like I lost all that shit because of that whole situation. Yeah. So it's like I had to find a different route.
What happened, if you don't mind? Can you even speak on it? I don't want to put you in a spot.
I'm not allowed to speak on it. Basically, again, like I said to you, I was kind of like a troublesome kid. I was always getting in stupid situations, to be real. And this was my junior year that this happened. Started literally with me just smoking weed at a bus stop. Someone apparently called the school about me smoking weed at the stop. I got to the school, not even before class started. This was probably like 7:20 in the morning. Dean saw me, pulled me aside, and they started they wanted to search all my stuff.
Shit.
I knew I had weed and other shit on me, so I knew I was gonna get suspended, get in trouble. Kind of just punched the wall out of frustration. When I punched the wall, one of the deans that was there, I won't say names, but one of the deans that was there, he literally grabbed me from behind. Honestly, from there, I'll be completely honest with you, I kind of blacked out in anger.
Yeah.
Time I friggin' woke up in a couple minutes, I was already handcuffed to a chair. Had the deans, principal, police surrounded me.
That's
took me.
Wild.
Yeah,
Shit.
yeah.
Dude,
that's fucked up.
You can't put fucking hands on you, bro.
Well, dude,
that's fucked up.
Yeah, again, I'm a 16-year-old kid in a frustrated situation. Yeah,
and you weren't even swinging at them either. Like, if you're hitting something else and then they put their hands on you, that's wild.
Exactly.
Dude.
They put their hands on me and then spun the situation around, saying that I assaulted them. They tried to put 5 assault and battery charges on me. That's the whole reason I went through the court system, bro.
Damn, bro.
I went through a very fucked up time that I shouldn't have gone through as a kid.
Dude,
I really shouldn't have.
Well, you're here now, bro, and you're making creative art for everyone else.
Dude, that definitely leads you into something too, where it's like you said, that pain and anger can be.
Yeah, that's
can
where
be
a lot of
derived
shit comes from,
into,
for sure.
For
sure. I mean, I went through
100%.
experiences when I was younger, but then that just amplified things even more when that happened, for sure. And it's I mean, like I said, it transformed everything around me. Now a lot of people aren't gonna go through shit like that.
100%.
Yeah, I feel that that route when you're saying I really connected with when you said that pain and shit like that, because when I was a kid, my mom, she got into drugs and shit like that, started doing a bunch of fucked up shit and kind of screwed up our family. And my dad, he was pulled me aside and was you can either let this screw you up and you can blame everything that you fail in life on this one moment, or you can take this and just fuel yourself and take all of this and make this motivation for you being the greatest person you can possibly be.
Hey, no, that's
And
real shit.
From
That's
that
real
moment,
shit.
it was like, I'm never gonna let this hold me down. So like I really appreciated when you were saying that shit, and now to know like what it was too is
I mean,
it's
even,
great.
even with you saying that, that's super relatable to me. I mean, I got mad love for my mother right now, but I honestly didn't grow up with her around. She was in and out of prison when I was younger. I learned that when I was like 12 years old. I honestly wasn't exposed to that as a kid, and then I actually like literally learned about that through like a news article that my mom was in prison and shit, and that again, being 12 years old, that kind of just spiraled into whatever. That spiraled into who I became when I was in high school, and then that's
a lot of confusion and anger and stuff. I know exactly what that feels like, bro. Just not knowing like what the fuck, bro. You know? And just dude. And I was lucky enough that like when I was a kid, I was big into jujitsu. So like I always knew how to control my shit, and my dad always taught me that. He was like, because I have this thing where people start fucking with me, bro. I snap immediately. I have a short fuse where it's like, what the fuck? Like, you fucking serious right now? Like,
see, the fact that you had an outlet for that's actually really good for you.
But he told me, once you fucking show your emotion, bro, you lost. Once you show that emotion to someone, they got you angry, they got you pissed, you lose, bro. So it was always in my head was always just those words like, don't lose it, don't lose it, don't lose it, don't lose it. And I was lucky enough to never have that kind of situation put upon me where I was like, fucking dire situation. I was like, fuck, I know I'm getting in a lot of trouble right now. Because I probably would have had the same fucking reaction.
Yeah, I did lose it sometimes too, for sure. And I mean, even though, like I said, I shouldn't have been at fault for that situation. There's certain situations that I didn't necessarily get in trouble in like that, but I definitely would lose my anger all the time. It's like, I definitely wish I had that type of guidance when I was younger, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, you said that it was good for him to have that outlet of jujitsu and stuff like that. Would you say that music and that creativity, would you say that that's your outlet now?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Definitely, that's one of them.
Yeah? What are the other ones?
Smoking some weed.
That's one of them. Just quality time around the
I love seeing the videos of you with the producing and the volcano, man. Dude, I love it when you're on the pad and they got the fucking little Puffco looking thing.
Honestly, another thing too, I kind of got into recently, past year, so disc golf is my thing.
Dude, fuck yeah, I used to disc golf a lot as a kid, bro. Yeah,
it's crazy how popular that shit's getting. That's even actually going to be in the next
we got
Olympics
a bunch
and
of
shit
areas, a bunch of spots in the area.
I saw some little kid come into my hotel. I work in a hotel. He's walking in the front and he had this bag with all his discs. And I was like, dude, I was like, that's my, what? That's my shit.
Like, but in the past, I went from nothing to having a full ass bag of discs.
Dude,
so.
It's cheap. It's relatively cheap. Most places you don't have to pay. It's just a park or you pay a donation. You know what I mean? And you just got to pay for the discs in a bag. You just go out there and pay for some beers and some weed and just go out there and have a good time with the boys. We should go sometime. We should go. We should go.
Yeah, for sure. We can definitely make something
happen. I mean, Cogsall, not Clegon. Cogsall, right on. It is Clegon, but it's Cogsall, right on the street.
Yeah, no, we want to make something happen. I usually do it on weekends, not necessarily always Cogsall, but if you want to join me, just hit me up. We'll make something happen.
For sure, bro, dude. Yeah, I used to do that shit all the time. They have Devon's, a couple other ones. I got like Barry. There's some bigger ones. Barry's way bigger than most of them. Cool. Dude, they're sick. Yeah. They're sick. The only thing that sucks is when you lose your disc. Where the on the Devon's one with the huge drop off. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It's literally like you chuck it over the edge and then there's nothing, Frank. There's like a rope that you have to go down. It's just a cliff almost.
You're like rappelling down.
Yeah, you are almost like you're going down on like a little rope. They have like a walkway built in, and it's like but you really chuck it over like the edge and the do you know what like the disc golf?
Yeah, I do.
Thing,
the net,
the net,
exactly. Chain thing.
Yep.
But
that's pretty cool.
I've lost 2 discs on that hole alone. Just like you toss it over the edge, and then it just like if there's leaves, it's like oh shit, where'd it go?
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, what are you gonna go to Dick's and buy another one? Put your name and number on the inside. Pray someone finds it, dude.
Yeah, for sure.
I gotta pull those out of my garage, bro. I'm glad you said that. I gotta go get out there. So it's getting nice out,
make
man.
It happen.
Hell yeah, dude. We also you also do a lot of merch too.
Yeah,
that's
something.
Your respected rejects.
Yeah, no, honestly, I mean, the physical merch has always been like a thing though. I like honestly, even like, honestly, since 2019, I always like my first project that came out, which was you can't really find that on streaming services anymore, except like maybe the first single.
It's the hat.
Opioid.
Where is it?
Yeah, the hat right there. That's one hat right there. You even actually got one of the hats right here too. That's another one right there.
I fuck with that.
But like honestly, the physical merch has been a big thing for me literally since the start of 2019. Between CDs, I started getting more into apparel. Like, a little bit after that, kind of like mid 2019, I started doing apparel. I definitely was like a lot of trial and error though too, because like didn't really have a lot of people teaching me this shit. So it's like at certain times I would like buy certain garments, they fade away like quicker and stuff like that, and that ended up disappointing me and stuff. So I really had to figure out like ones that would like actually last and stuff like that, and figure out like proper like formatting to actually like use like with the files to actually make the merch proper. Like certain people that like actually do the shit for me. Like even with my graphic designer too, like he actually like. He's like, yeah, again, he just has the knowledge for that because he's actually done a lot of merch and stuff too. He's even done like official Grateful Dead merch and a bunch of other shit too. Cool. He's wicked talented, man, for sure.
Yeah,
is that him?
Like, that's my homie Marcel Stefan. Shout out Marcel.
Oh,
Stefan,
I know Marcel Stefan, bro. I met some kid a while ago named I forget the Corbin was his name.
Corbin, yeah, no, I'm cool. Yeah, like.
He knew him, and he was talking about how he opens for some bigger artists, or had opened in the past for some bigger artists.
Yeah, no, Marcel Stefan's a cool dude too. I mean, yeah, that picture that was there too. That was like the first, like we've known each other probably for like, I want to say like since the pandemic. But that was like our first like actual like step session there. He came through my spot and we literally he just cooked up a song. We were kind of like planning some other stuff together too. But yeah, that was like a solid ass session. Because I love sending things. Having the capability of being able to send things back and forth with email, but honestly, just having those in-person sessions where you're doing everything right then and there.
There's a different vibe for each of them.
Exactly. And he's one of the few people that actually was able to like do that. I mean, I love that shit.
Yeah.
Well, how did you notice that? You mentioned the pandemic. That's when you met him. How did you notice that like lockdowns and stuff like that affected your creative process?
You gotta ask more people that. That's a good question.
Yeah, right. I just thought of it, man.
Yeah, I mean, lockdown was crazy, man. But it honestly like really like forced me to like. Yeah, forced my drive for sure. Because I mean, I already had all the equipment and stuff, and I didn't really I was like, that was like, lockdown happened only like a year after I started getting into shit. So I was like just starting to get connected with people and stuff, and like thankfully, like I was able to, the people that I did connect with before that happened, I was able to stay connected with online and stuff too. And yeah, we were able to still work very productively. Like all the people at Young Coffee and stuff, I was working a lot with them during the pandemic and stuff. I even helped them like kind of like behind the scenes do certain things. Like I was actually like basically doing the podcast with them for like a good like year and a half or two at the start.
Very cool.
So yeah, that really like kind of like got me out there during the pandemic and kept me motivated as well.
Mentally active, talking to people. So something that was like
exactly.
I was like sneaking out of my parents' house during the quarantine to go just like talk to my boys. Just like I need to go talk to somebody.
Yeah, it was tiresome as hell though for sure too, because I was also doing like Zoom meetings for like on the low end it would be like probably 2-3 hours, but there was some days I was literally like doing Zoom meetings for like 6 hours plus a day, and that shit was just dragging the fuck on for sure. But yeah, I mean that's what I had to do, like get certain work and stuff, whatever.
You were working on Zoom?
Yeah, some of the stuff I was doing, I was working on Zoom. And like I said, I was helping Young Coffee with certain events and stuff. I like helped them even like organize events like with some of the people in the city through Zoom and shit too. So
damn, that's a productive quarantine because I didn't do shit. I made some shitty music and watched Joe Rogan. That's about it.
Honestly, actually that's like during this like pandemic too. That's actually like I was starting to like actually stream my beats a lot, like either whether it was on Facebook or like I did a little bit of Twitch. I didn't really stay consistent with it, but yeah, I was like streaming my beats like live, like the whole process. I got like multiple hour, 2-hour videos like that time period as well.
I love that. I got problems with Twitch though. They got issues over there.
What do you mean?
They changed a lot.
They're changing all this shit. They banned Aiden Ross, even though I don't love Aiden Ross. I respect Aiden Ross. He does decent shit for he
cussed out some girl, right? Some girl called him something, and then he like
I don't know, but then they banned Kai Cenat because they send him, so they make millions of dollars off of him. They don't pay him any.
Most subscribed streamer of all time.
And he didn't get he's not getting paid a shit ton of money from Twitch, and they send him like shoes. A shitty pair of shoes. And they banned him for something else, but they know everyone's saying it's because he compared Kick is another like platform. And they sent him a way better pair of shoes. It was like Air Force One off-white like custom with his logo and like some like cool shit. And then the other ones looked like they were from Shake It Up on Disney.
That's true.
And then like he was playing the theme song from that, and then he compared the two, and then he was banned.
Damn.
Yeah, so Twitch.
Yeah, that's wild. Yeah,
count your days, man. Count your days.
Well, how did you notice that streaming and stuff like that? Did you enjoy being in front of people while you're creating? Like, does that motivate you, or does it make you overthink stuff?
Well, also, was that something that held you back before when you were saying how you kind of wanted to refine the craft? Was another thing where you were like, I don't know.
I definitely wouldn't have wanted to do that when I first started. I can tell you that much for sure. But
between dicks.
Yeah, exactly. Like the criticism is rough, and you don't know how to take that. Then you just honestly you want to step aside.
Right.
We're just starting to kind of deal with that a little bit now.
No doubt. But yeah, I mean, honestly, again, between doing shit with Young Coffee and doing shit on my own, it just really gave me the confidence to start streaming again. Yeah, I was doing it almost every few days to a week, like for like I want to say like a good like 4 or 5 month span.
Oh shit! All right.
Yeah, I was really consistent with it when I was doing it.
Word.
Yeah, who's the producer who streams a lot?
Oh, no man.
He's shit.
There's a few of them out there. I don't know.
I know.
In particular, though.
I don't know.
What is it?
I'm not sure who you like. If you can name the style of his
Heard
production.
of-
It's like a Juice World type shit.
Like Kenny Beats or something.
Yeah. That's
All
exactly
right,
who I was
yeah.
thinking of. Yeah. Word. Sorry, that was kind of out of
No.
nowhere.
No,
No, it is.
sure.
I
It's
love
just
seeing
dope.
when they're streaming. I follow a bunch of producers on our podcast page where they're doing just all their different kind of like edits with the pad. They have all their cameras set up like you do, and then there's other people who have like 8 cameras set up, and they're all like mixing and matching all their like zooming in on their fingers and doing different cuts, and then there's people who just do like play you the song and do whatever. It's like crazy to see all these different producers making all this different stuff.
For sure.
and
Yeah,
all
I
the
love
different
seeing
visuals.
everyone's different processes too myself.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. I want to see Young Coffees just because we're here. We never done another podcast.
You haven't like been to their like studio yet?
No. We hit them up. We're trying to get something in the works, and then we haven't really yet. We just haven't hit them back.
Yeah,
up.
definitely just get in contact with them. They'll
For
definitely
sure.
like gladly
We
let
need-
you in
yeah.
there. It's a really good spot, and it's cool to like see how much it's actually like built up over the years
Yeah.
too. Between like just having like. Again, kind of only having the iPhone set up to get more cameras. They're also getting like the big green screen they got in the background too. Because I remember when I was just like kind of like the normal like ones like how do you say it? Like kind of like a drape that you put over like a curtain.
right.
And now they
Like
literally
a
got like a whole
tapestry.
painted wall now. And that's
Yeah.
like the freaking green
Very
screen.
cool.
So it's
Oh, shit.
dope. It's dope.
It speaks to the value of becoming like taking that chance and becoming an LLC or something like that.
Mhm, most
'Cause
definitely.
Their
Most definitely.
studio, I think Young Coffee is under the studio name, right? So
Yep,
it's still
yep.
under the LLC.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, because then
Genius.
if we could do something like that, man, we could upgrade everything.
Definitely
Yeah.
could over time, man. Just stay consistent with it. I can
Right.
see a lot of people like the platform too. So it's like, stay passionate about it with what you guys are doing. You can definitely make it happen.
Consistency with anything. Consistency followed.
That's
or
literally what
not
it
even
is. That's
followed,
literally what it is, yo.
Back with passion and just take you places, man. Because me and Frank, we just like we went through like phases where we would kind of. I'm sure you see it within yourself sometimes where you go like a little bit of time without producing, or a little bit of time without
Yeah, it
rapping.
happens. It
And you're like,
happens.
what the fuck? This time just got away from me. Now it's like gone. We
Yeah,
just are kinda
nonetheless,
not
you
in
guys
the
have still
swing
been
of
doing it
things.
for a couple of years. Still, like, what,
Exactly.
like, are you like 70 episodes in, 60 episodes in?
Like,
around
almost
there?
60,
yeah,
just
almost,
about
yeah.
60.
Yeah. Well,
Right?
yeah, probably.
Or did we just do 45? Because
We're about 50 something, including all
I
like
should
some
know
fight
because I was
nights
literally
and
just
stuff.
listening to you guys
Yeah.
before I got here too. I was listening to Merrick episode.
Yeah, dude, that was a great one. I love talking with Mary.
Me too.
Bro, that was awesome.
That's a kid who's driven. I really
Yeah,
enjoy
yeah.
talking to him.
Well, that's why I kept fucking. Every time I listen to it, I hear myself saying, "Give it 110%, give it 110%." I kept saying
Yeah,
it, but
it's
it's
true,
so
though. It's true,
true. It's
for
so
sure.
true.
Yeah.
Kid just works his balls off. And I saw him recently. He was doing Michael Jackson.
I saw that
saw
too.
Dude,
that
that
too. I
was
saw that
sick.
too.
Dude, he had the
That's
board and everything. It was awesome. I was like, remember he was telling us all about the Michael
Yeah,
Jackson
yeah.
board he's got? I was like, what the fuck? Dude, that's crazy. They had a young Michael, and then he came out and did
Yeah,
old
it's
Michael.
dope.
Shit's sick.
Very cool.
It was also in front of like a bunch of like not white people. Everyone in the crowd was not white, and he was putting on a show.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, it was
actually,
like-
I saw on
I
Young
was-
Coffee's story, they
yeah.
posted saying, oh, usually the roles are reversed for this.
Yeah.
It's not wrong.
But I thought it was funny that he was white, like it was like white Michael
Yeah,
like,
white
when he's
Michael.
older, and it was like America's out and the fucking and everybody else
Young
there.
Mike and
Yeah,
old
yeah,
Mike.
I couldn't tell people. They're like, "What the fuck is racist? Is he white?" And he came out. Fuck. No, I'm just kidding. But I loved it, dude. I watched the whole video. I was like, "This is sick, bro." Where was that? Do you know what that was?
I'm not sure where that was.
Yeah,
I've
I
been
don't
meaning
know.
to ask them, but
Yeah.
I haven't really like
I don't know
talked
what
to
the
them
fuck
much
that
since that
was.
happened.
Yeah, no, they were like, "We got the DJ. We're all set up." He's like, "I actually brought my own stuff." And then the DJ lady in the back, she's like, "Oh, my bad. You good?" And she's like, "My fault." He's like, "I got everything." He's like one of those dudes, man. Always on his shit. I saw him for the first time at that show too.
No doubt, no
Yeah.
doubt.
I saw videos of him at was it Zenfest, the one that was in
I saw him at
downtown?
Zenfest,
Yeah.
Yep.
I didn't get to that. I had work that day.
Yeah,
Oh,
Zenfest
word.
was cool. I was part of that as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, no, I think I saw your set too.
Yep.
Yeah, no,
Were
very
you there
cool.
for that?
I was, yeah.
I
No,
said-
word,
It's
word.
good shit.
Because
bro.
you kept mentioning the other one as Zenfest when we were talking with Merrick.
Yeah, I
And
did.
then you kept like saying like Zenfest, and I was like, I don't know if that was the one. But I didn't go to one of them, and then you went to the other one that I didn't go to. Yeah.
All right,
Dude, that one
word.
was sweet, dude. The what was the name of the one?
River
that I said?
City Rhythm and Rock Festival.
Yes, that one. That one was sick because after I caught your set, there was a band maybe or two or something. Was that right before you?
I think that was right before me,
Yeah.
if
Okay.
I'm
So
not
then right
mistaken.
before you, I caught the comedy set.
Yep,
And
yeah,
I watched
was there
like
for the
2,
comedy
3
set, too.
comedy sets, and then I went over and caught like all of you guys rapping again after the bands got off, and I was like, "This is sick, dude."
Yeah,
All
no, that
Young
shit was
Coffee
dope.
too,
Mhm.
putting on for the area.
Well, what's your process like when you have a performance coming up and you want to build a set list? How do you choose which songs you want to go for and when?
That's a good question, to be honest. Kind of just yeah, it really depended on who the crowd is too. I kind of go through the songs and feel like what depending on what the crowd. What I can picture the crowd being, I'll kind of pick certain songs that I feel like would match that energy and try to kind of like get like kind of make a theme out of it. And then I'm someone that, yeah, I make sure if you're an artist and watching this, please listen to this. Practice your sets for sure, because I know some people that just go up there and try to wing it, and it's like only very, very few people can do it, and they probably don't even do it often, to be honest.
Right.
I'm someone that practices my stuff all the time, for sure, like weeks ahead of time usually.
No,
Even if it's just like a little bit, even if it's just kind of like quietly like memorizing my bars and stuff, it's just do something.
Yeah. Walking around your bedroom,
And
pretending like you have a mic
yeah.
in front of your hand, do
Mhm.
something. Yeah, I like that because we were talking Jack, Merrick, a lot of the people that we Gabe. We were talking about like posing, like about like modeling for them, and then like Merrick, we were talking about like practicing with the dancing and such like that. If you're not like practicing like you're gonna do it, then it's not gonna come out the way that you want.
Right, exactly. No matter how much you envision it, it's you're probably gonna slip up somewhere. But also with that too, if you slip up, just keep going, man. Some people, and I mean, I understand maybe if you like kind of like.
Motherfuckers fall off stage and keep performing.
Exactly.
Keep doing your
If
shit,
you keep going
you know?
and just know how to keep the crowds like controlled and stuff, they're still gonna have a respect for you in one way or another.
For sure.
I still slip up every now and then too. It is what it is.
Like I was saying earlier, bro, if you don't show that emotion, you don't think, if you don't show visibly to your people listening that it got to you, that you stumbled, or that whatever happened, or the beat got fucked up, and the DJ's fucking up, and they'll respect the shit out of that. I've noticed.
For sure. I mean, I've even seen like major, like kind of like bigger artists like Conway and shit like that. Like AV-8 even slipped up on stage too every now and then. It is what it is. It is what it is. No, facts. It's amazing.
Griselda's the shit. I was gonna ask you. You listen to Griselda? I'm assuming.
Oh yeah, no, I've been listening to them for a long time.
Yeah,
like pretty much since their start too, and yeah, it's dope seeing like honestly how they like the community of like their fans and that they have too.
They've got like they even own niche of boom bap within itself. I feel like it's like a different little sector of like boom bap rap with like a New York. Like yelly kind of like there's a couple of like Grab a Goo, we follow him on Instagram. He does
shout out to Aldebino, man. Shout out to Aldebino, SD Nack.
Exactly.
I did
They're
I
sick
actually got a
as
track
fuck,
with SD that I did like a while back.
Really?
Dude, like a while
they're
back.
sick, bro. CVV, Vino, like all them, dude. They're sick as fuck, dude.
Yeah, that
and
seems wicked tight knit too.
That's what I was gonna say. It's like a tight knit niche community where they're all doing similar yet different within themselves, like rap. It's very cool.
Most definitely.
So we need to start building that.
Yeah, Lynn scene in general is honestly dope. Like a lot of the artists out there, and then like you said, like Aldebino, SD Nack, Nita Slay. I don't know if you're familiar with her out there. Like Raymond's done a few videos for her relatively recently. She's dope.
Sick.
Yeah, not like
it's different, bro. Like it's
Lynn
so
scene is just wicked. Yeah, they constantly work with each other and put on for each other too. Kind of like how you were saying with the other people over here, like Young Coffee. They put on for the community. They have their own scene where they're doing a lot of shit too, and it's like it's really cool to see.
It's super sick to see. Well, speaking of, we were talking about set lists and stuff. On May 26th, we're hosting a show. We were hoping you would perform.
What day?
May 26th.
May 26th.
In Lowell, Massachusetts.
What day is that?
It's on Friday.
I can probably make that work.
Friday
night.
Talk
about it again in a bit, but I can probably make
that
work.
We'll hit you up. We'll definitely look. We'll talk about it more after the pod. But we wanted to we're doing a little showcase. We got like Chon Dollar Sign, Big Mole Rat, Big Moley, like then we got possibly me and my boy Chad. We got Fendi. We have Jimmy Cran. And a couple other bands that are going to be performing.
No, that's dope. That's dope, man. I mean, I'm definitely interested in this shit for sure. Actually, Big Moley and Sean, I actually got a track with them too, like in the talk. I was going to be on my next EP. I think I'm just going to put it out as a single, but yeah, I've been holding on to that for a while.
Hell yeah. Oh, both on the same track? On the same track?
Yeah, all of us on the same song.
Cool.
Something most people wouldn't expect, which is kind of exactly why I did it, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to start doing too, is just like mixing it up, just like, doing like some boom bap shit, or like trying to find like a middle ground between the two.
Yeah, it's like, why
what
not,
was
man?
What was the beat? What was it kind of like?
Yeah, it's kind of like more like the kind of like modern sounding kind of side. I produced it though too. I produced
word,
it
okay.
too, and and then Sean does the chorus, and then Mole does the verse too. Yeah, Mole's someone I've been cool with literally too for like.
Dude, fucking big Mole.
I've been cool with them for like I want to say like 8 years now at this point, so it goes past the music shit
Yeah.
too. That's all.
He's Leominster kid for sure, dude. He was. I was telling him like, cause he's not from Leominster, so he didn't know Mole. Like, I was trying to explain to him. I was like, dude, when Mole Rat was posting those videos of him taking the huge bong rips.
I was probably in the background of a couple of those.
Yeah, he became like an immediate internet like sensation, like locally, bro. Like everyone knew who Mole Rat was.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
He immediately took off, bro. And I was like trying to explain that to Frank the other day because we saw the video. You see the little snippet that he posted.
Which one?
I can pull it up.
You can pull it up. Where it was on Underground Deluxe or whatever that page is. I think their name is. Sorry if I fucked it up. I don't really know. I don't think their name on Instagram is the same. But it was just, it seemed like old Mo like chucked like a glass bottle through like a window, and he's like, "Fuck that shit, fuck that."
Yeah, no, he's always had that same kind of energy too. So
Love
I like that he actually puts that in his videos too. So it actually like gets his persona out there. That's something that's just extremely important.
You just look up, yeah, dude. Especially expressing who he is with his personality like that, dude.
Exactly.
He's so lovable too, because like you would seem like I would almost seem like he would be like kind of like like a little bit of a danger to be around, like when you watch like something like this. But then you see him, you're like, dude, I love this kid. He's the nicest kid, bro.
Yeah, no, and on the podcast, because he told me these things afterwards.
Look at
this. A while.
Fuck
that! Fuck that!
Fuck that, dude. I love that
after
shit.
having him on the podcast, I almost couldn't believe it. The kid's wicked chill, you know? He's just relaxed. He goes with the flow.
No, for sure. Like,
when
you get in that state, but honestly, if you're just hanging out with him, he's chill.
When he got his hands on those Pokemon cards, we were like, dude, check these out. He's like, what? Let me see these things. He's fucking start taking a video. He's like, he's showing the Pokemon card. I loved it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna front. I kind of wish I kept Pokemon cards. I had a few of them, but I was also a big Yu-Gi-Oh fan. I traded all my Pokemon cards for more Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Dude, I respect it. Are you a collector or you play?
Both, to be honest. It's been a long time since I played, but I've been talking about it for a while. Honestly, literally just like maybe 2 weeks ago when I was with Merrick, him and someone else were just playing Yu-Gi-Oh in front of me. I was like, it kind of makes me want to play
This
it
is
again.
crazy. You want to play Yu-Gi-Oh? I mentioned Dungeons and Dragons, and he's like, that's too nerdy for me. I won't get into that shit. He's like, even I have a cusp of nerdiness.
I don't know, man. I've been feeling
D&D's a lot of dedication.
D&D, I've been trying to tell you, bro. Dawson's super into it, too. He's got all the shit we need. Yeah, my boy Dawson.
Jack Dawson?
No, not Jack Dawson. I'm sorry. So one of the bands that's going to be playing, we're going to have him on the podcast soon. It's called Pothole. It's a couple of my buddies, Jackson Smith, Chris Chow, Brendan.
What kind of band?
This grungy. They play grunge music. They play Sublime.
All right.
They've also they did a set on Friday at the place that we're going to be performing or putting on the show. It's going to be the Valley. They put on a show there on last Friday. They did a Sublime-ish song, and then a grunge song, then like a Sublime-ish, like rocky, kind of like reggae, then back to grunge, and then they did a jam with our boy Chris's girlfriend came in with a sax, and then they started just all jamming, just doing a jam. Not even.
I honestly want to go to more shows like that. Like I love all that type of shit too. It's just I don't know. Honestly, like ever since I got into hip hop, it's just I've been like so focused onto that scene. It's like now I want to say if you like. Probably lately, since I probably started putting out music, I don't really know as much of like the newer bands and stuff that are out there. But it's like I grew up with all that type of shit. 100%.
Me neither, dude. I don't really know any newer bands for the most part. They're all like old bands that I'm now discovering. They're new to me because I didn't know who they were, kind of things.
Yep.
Yeah, dude, I love that. That's what my boy Jackson was right down the street. He plays bass for that band.
All right,
he just keeps fucking pulling out new music all the time, just like new old music, you know.
No doubt,
I don't know who the fuck they are.
That's dope.
It's always sick. But no, that's what I liked about the River City Fest, where you're like, I like both. And they gave us both. There were like bands, comedy, rap, new age rap, old school kind of boom bappy rap. Then we had like Ben Grizz, Fendi, everyone was there.
Oh yeah,
that was sick, dude.
Well, yo, I got a question.
What's up?
When you're going about making something, so meaning you have intentions of rapping on it, and you're making the beat too. What is the first thing that pops into your mind? Do you write a line and you're like, oh, that would be sick to this type of beat, or do you make a beat and then write a line?
Yeah, that's an interesting question too. Because honestly, I'd say as of lately, I kind of do the production first, and then I kind of just write to it. But I mean, like I said earlier, kind of like me having like experience with doing poetry and stuff. There was like a lot of like my earlier songs where I kind of just like wrote it and then put it onto the beat. And actually even like I can even say within a couple of like more recent songs, there's been times where I've literally like wrote a song to like one beat and I literally just end up hearing another one of my beats that I kind of like feel like properly fits it more and I kind of put it onto there instead.
I feel like that happens a lot when you write shit without the beat because you're writing it in sort of like not a universal cadence, but it's in a format where you can change the rhythm and you can change everything to mold and fit another beat. I've noticed a lot when I write my shit where it's like this doesn't sound as good as it could if I tweaked it just a little bit and put it on this other beat.
No, I have to agree with you on that. I have to agree with you on that. And then just sometimes too, it's just like I sometimes I don't like to like feel like keeping the beats relatively simple before I put my lyrics on it is something important to me too. I know some people that can like sequence all these like crazy like effects and transitions and stuff beforehand. And if you can do that, that's dope. But I kind of like trying to do that stuff like around the vocal, if that makes sense.
Right. Yeah, definitely.
After work kind of shit, after production.
Post production,
Do you think that? Because I kind of am like in a battle where it's like I listen to the beats sometimes and I'll be listening to a beat just on my headphones and writing on my phone. And then I have other times where I say, fuck the beat, fuck the phone. I'm just going to write everything down on a piece of paper. Do you find one of them is more effective than the other? Or do you find it's like a mindset day to day?
I honestly prefer paper. I'd say out of convenience, I definitely started using my phone more. And actually, it's kind of funny. I remember that the specific time I started doing that too. I was actually recording in Young Coffee's studio, and but they're set up too, and they usually have like the lights and all that are kind of like set up, and I'm able to read fine. I remember one day that just the lights were just like not fucking working, so I'm in here with a piece of paper I can barely even read what I'm trying to like say, and I'm like, yeah, no, I can't do this, man. I need literally have to pull out my phone and like rewrite everything on my phone. I was like, I'm not gonna keep doing that.
I've done that both ways. So yeah. Or like when you're trying to hold up the paper don't stay still next to the microphone, it's flopping and you can fucking hear it in the microphone. You're like, God damn it, just stay straight, I can't fucking read it. And you're trying to fucking do it. And you gotta transfer it to the phone. Or vice versa, like my phone died, now I gotta try to memorize my bars word for word. Jesus Christ.
I got the phone die thing too. If I know I'm gonna be gone for a while doing something, I have a portable charger now for that specific reason.
That's so crazy, bro. I use it purely based on like you said, convenience. It's like if I'm sitting down and I don't have paper, I'm sitting down and whatever, thought of some quick little bar and write that shit down real quick kind of thing. Yeah, dude. I love the just convenience of the phone with the
most definitely
poetry
very
stuff too. I love the poetry side of things where I can just kind of like I spark an idea based on seeing something, write down a couple of bars, and I go back, take it to my notebook, copy down what I wrote, vice versa. Find something in my notebook. If I'm writing something on my phone, take it. So I guess there's good sides to both. But I've noticed that like I feel like my stuff comes out better when I write it down on paper. There's something different about it. Like that one song that we recorded that one time, Frank, that was crazy. I feel like I made Al want to quit rapping. And he heard that shit, I felt bad. It wasn't even that good, it was just that one time. Fucking yeah, dude.
Well, alright, I got one more question before we go.
Yeah, what's up?
How do you pick a sample? Because your samples,
dude, that shit's crazy. I wanted to know that too. That was one of the things I ran down. Yeah.
How do you pick it? What do you think about the cuts when you're listening to it? Is it...
Yeah, to be real, there's a lot of different processes for it. I mean, but yeah, in general, I definitely just listen to the cuts. And I'm someone that's like, I make sure I listen to the songs all the way through. Like, I know some people, the first thing they hear, they'll kind of just immediately gravitate to it and get it done. I kind of usually like put a hint on it, and but I make sure I listen to the entire song because you never know when there's going to be like slight other transitions or things to use. And it's like, yeah, again, I honestly, like when it comes to like me sourcing things, like sometimes I'll get things from online. I do actually have like a vinyl collection though, so sometimes I'll actually pull things from that. I even have like I pull things directly from cassette too. I have a cassette collection too, so it's like I'll pull things from everything, man.
Very cool.
Do you have something that samples directly from cassette and from vinyl?
Yep.
Oh shit.
Yeah, like even all my production, I don't really do most of my production on a computer. Like when you see me like recording things like on like social media, you can see me like kind of displaying it on my computer every now and then. But I do actually have like a hardware setup. I don't know if you're familiar with what an MPC is, but I got one of those. So it's like that's
there's one of those down there somewhere.
Word, but yeah.
What do you use for a DAW? Like what does that hook up with eventually?
When I'm using a DAW, I usually kind of export everything to Ableton.
Nice.
Yeah, that's usually my preference. But when I'm working like before that, it's all hardware. I'm not even looking at a computer at all.
That's awesome.
That's what Liam uses mostly is Ableton. I find it's either Ableton, Logic, or FL, man. Word, man. Well, thank you for coming on, dude. It was our absolute pleasure. We've been meaning to get it together for a minute. We'll talk about this show for a little bit here in a second.
Sounds good, man.
We'll leave y'all how we always leave you. Peace, believe in yourself, keep on polluting those airways. Smell y'all later. Deuces.
Peace.